Hello students, welcome back in political science class. So today we will revise chapter number 2 of your book World Politics, and the name of the chapter is The End of Bipolarity. If you will remember the first chapter of this book, that was the Cold War era, and the name, both the chapters, this End of Bipolarity in that the Cold War era, they are interconnected. If you will able to relate the things from the first chapter, you will be easily understand this chapter. So let us start. So if you will see the overview of this chapter, you have studied in the beginning of this chapter, there was a fall of Berlin Wall. So what was Berlin? Berlin was a city of Germany, and during this Cold War period, there was a wall was made in the center of this Berlin, which divide the Germany into two parts. One is Eastern Germany, and another is the Western Germany. So Eastern Germany is with USSR, and Western Germany with US. So after the fall of this Berlin Wall, the Germany was unified again. So by the end of this bipolarity, this is the consequence. We can see this fall of Berlin Wall that led to the collapse of Soviet system or USSR, or we can say the Second World War. So we will study how this circumstances or how this phenomena take place. Let us start. So first of all, we need to understand what was Soviet system. Soviet system, dear students, as you know, the Soviet system is based on the socialism pattern. What was socialism pattern? You know very well. The whole resources, they are under the control of government. All the resources or all the industries or all kind of infrastructure, they are under the control of socialism. And this socialism pattern, that is against this private property. They believe in the equal distribution of resources. So this Soviet system, that was collapse after this fall of Berlin Wall. So what was actually happening? The areas which are under the influence of this USSR, that area is not getting progressed as comparison to its the western part of Germany, the western part which is under the control of western countries and following the pattern of capitalist system. That part of Germany, that was very flourished, and that were very prosperous and having developed areas. But this Eastern Germany, they are lagging behind in many basic things. So due to this wall, the peoples or the country was segregated. But now this the illegal migration from this eastern side to western side, that was happening, and that's why that wall was made. But you know, now the people are fed up with the US system or the Soviet system. They try to be the part of, they are try to follow the western policy or the capitalist system. So that's why they collapse that wall. So let us see this Soviet system, as you know, based on the equal resources. So after the 1917, that is known as Russian Revolution, the Soviet system came into existence. So once there was a time when this Soviet system was appreciated in the world. Even after independence, our leaders, some of the leaders, they are very influenced by this Soviet system, and that's why India adopted a mixed economy. Means we are impressed by or influenced by the Soviet system, and we are also familiar that the Western countries, they are developing due to the capitalist system. That's why our leaders, they followed this mixed economy, means capitalist system as well as the socialist system. So after 1917 Russian Revolution, this socialist system or this Soviet system, that came into existence. But after a few years or after some time, once though it was at their peak, but after that stagnated stage has started. So what do you mean by stagnated state? After reaching at a peak, it start down falling. Means there was a time when in this USSR, from needle to ship, everything was manufactured in the country. But due to the lack of infrastructure, due to the lack of technology, they are not able to compete with the Western market, and downfall has started. So they lag behind the West in technology and infrastructure. So the downfall has started. Now the people, uh, they believe that this they should follow the Western style of capitalist system. They are getting news from the European countries development, how they are growing and how they are achieving the you know potential by this capitalist system. So they are trying to expect from their leaders they will follow the same, but it was not happening. So this union system that was collapsed not by any other country's military or not by any other outer forces. It's itself country, within the countries, it's men and women, they wanted to be changed the existed system of this USSR, that is the Soviet system. So Gorbachev and disintegration of USSR. If you will see, Gorbachev was the president of USSR during the disintegration of, or the during this procedure of disintegration, as the economy was very low at that point. So Gorbachev tried to impose some changes or some reforms so that the USSR will achieve a speed of development. So, if you will see the Glasnost and Perestroika, these are two of the policy which is based on openness and restructuring. They were introduced by Gorbachev, but these policies, some of the leaders or some of the senior leaders which are from the same party, Communist Party, they didn't like that system of Glasnost and Perestroika, and they opposed the Gorbachev. Then CIS, Commonwealth Independent State. But now the countries which are the member of USSR, they wanted to be get separated from Soviet system. They wanted democratic system should be implemented in their areas. So they formed this Commonwealth Independent State. We can see Russia. If you will see, Russia took over as the successor of the Soviet Union. So we can see in UN also, Russia is considered as a successor of USSR, and he is representing USSR in Russia. So there are some countries that they are Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus. They declared the disbandment of USSR. So why did this Soviet Union disintegrate? Let us see. As I told you, the economy was getting downfall or going down. So the country is feeling the stagnated stage, and after some times it was decreasing. So economic stagnation, consumer shortage, overspending on military. Now the people of USSR, they are also fed up of this over expenditure of military. If you will see the case of Afghanistan at present, the Afghanistan is in the under the fear of threat, or the very unstable position is there in Afghanistan. So during 1979 to 1989, the USSR sent their troops or army in the Afghanistan to make the system stabilized, but the many soldiers were killed at that time, because this Taliban and this Al Qaeda, they were expert in the guerrilla warfare. They attack and they hide themselves. So it was a huge loss of money and resources. Now the people of USSR, they want ki military should be withdrawn, and that expenditure which is expended on the military, that should be done in other areas of construction or development. So they are the reasons why Soviet Union disintegrate. It changed the power dynamics of the global politics. So what are the consequences of this Soviet Union disintegrate, if you will see what happened after this disintegration of USSR. Earlier, the world was divided into two parts, USA and USSR. After the fall or collapse of this Soviet Union, only one superpower is left, that is USA. In the next chapter, you will read about this US hegemony, but now it is not in the syllabus. So US hegemony means the dominance of your on the world politics. So rest of the topic of this chapter we will revise in the next lecture. In the next lecture we will discuss about the consequences of disintegration, then shock therapy in post-communist state, consequences of shock therapy, tension and conflict, and India and post-communist countries. These are the topics which are left in this chapter. We will revise them in the next chapter. So keep reading the chapter and note down your doubts so that you can ask me in the class. So see you again. Till then, bye bye.